Hi guys, we are back for week 4 of hashtag Altered Index 2025. Yesterday I did my video for um, the full deck challenge, and I realized it's week 4, and I kept referring it to as week 3. I did put week 4 in the title, but if you watch the video, you will hear that I repeatedly said it was week 3, and it wasn't week 3. But anyway, week 4. Altered Index Challenge. The prompt for this week is poetry. I do have a book of poems. I'm not a big poetry person, but I do have a book of poems in my stash that I do draw from when stuff like this comes up. So I already have my card pulled out. I have my little poem picked from the book and some extra stuff oh, it's from my alphabet stamps that I used in week 1. Okay, I'll have to put that away. So this week it's poetry. So I got all my goodies. I don't need this out just yet. Go ahead and put that away. Set that basket aside. I also pulled these out of my Etsy store. You can see through the plastic, they're waves. And initially I was thinking of using this too, but I'm not sure that they'll fit very well. But I'll open them up and give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. I have my stencil here that's got a compass point on it. It goes along with the poem, which you'll see in a minute. And then I have speckled egg, tumbled glass, and walnut stain for my inks. I do need to get my blending brush. There it is. I need to organize all that back there. Everything is fallen. I've got a little organizers back there for these, and that holds my scissors and stuff, and everything is fallen out of the organizer, so it's all just in a big pile. Big, messy pile. But since I was stenciling, I do need my blending brush. I've said in previous videos, if you don't have these and you do a lot of stenciling, I highly recommend you get them. They work way better than having like these little daubers. These tend to get tore a lot on these, at least in my experience. But these are wonderful for stencils. It's a super compact, fine hair. Find them in the makeup section. Sometimes some dollar stores have had these. I've heard people finding these at their dollar store. Our dollar stores have never carried them. I actually ordered mine off of Amazon, and I got 2 sets of 10. I don't remember how much they were because I bought them a long time ago. Temu also carries them if you don't mind the weight. I was impatient when I bought mine, and so I bought them off of Amazon because I didn't want to wait for them. So let's get started. First, I'm going to read the poem. It's called The Winds of Fate. One ship drives east and another drives west, with the self-same winds that blow. 'Tis the set of the sails and not the gales which tells us the way to go. Like the winds of the sea are the ways of fate as we voyage along through life. 'Tis the set of the soul that decides its goal and not the calm or the strife. So I really liked that. I kind of went through it. Like I said, it's a big book. It's probably, oh, here it is. I haven't put it back on the shelf yet. It's a very thick book. So I got lots of different poems in here that I could choose from. I got several that I've bookmarked as ones that I really liked. But like some of them, you can see this one's a really long one. It actually starts here on this page. here. It's called When I Am Old, is this entire page, and then up here. So, I mean, some of them are really long, so I couldn't use them on projects like this, but I could use them in a journal. Um, and that's called the the Best Loved Poems of the American People. And I've pulled from this a few times for projects. So that is my poem. I've also cut out this little image from the Coastal Cove paper packs that I have. It is coffee stained on the back, but that's okay. A little sea in a bottle, and this for me, I was like, a lot of my goals right now I feel are kind of locked in a bubble because of my health stuff. Because of that, I can't pursue a lot of my dreams and a lot of the goals I had for my life. So I do feel like a lot of that is locked away. So I thought, in a bottle works. So I'm gonna start. Let me see. I need something to put down though. Let's use this because I am gonna use my 2 shades of blue to kind of make waves. Yeah. Okay. Well, not quite turning out the way my brain saw it happening, but my lid was stuck. But that's okay. Just get some blue in the background, I guess. I was thinking, obviously as the shape I was doing, making, a wavy pattern, but it didn't translate that well. It's okay. That is okay. Okay, and then I'm going to stencil some compass points. So this one, do down here, and some of these compass points are going to, obviously they're going to be covered by other things being glued on top of it, I feel like I'm not getting ink here. Okay. Now, as you can see too, there is in the stencil pattern, there's it's like coffee splatters and stuff. So as I'm doing the stenciling, some of that background is going to be picked up. I'm not super concerned about that. In fact, I kind of think it's cool, adds some fun element to it. And again, I'm doing the compass because of that first line of the poem where it talks about one ship going east and one going west. But also, it is the moral compass of each individual that kind of guides them through life. So it's kind of a multi what's the word I'm looking for? For me, it signifies 2 different things. Can't get my brain to work. And I guess just so we might have something down in this bottom corner, we do these little splatters down here. And again, a lot of this will probably be covered, so. And you'll notice I didn't re-ink this, so. Okay. So we're done with that. Now, I don't necessarily like using my blending brush for inking my corners because I find that it's very difficult unless you go this way. Like I'm used to inking, like I started out holding it this way. And I struggle to do that with these blending brushes. But this is an alternative way to do that is put it up against another, put it down on another sheet of paper and just swirly around the edges. Then you get ink on those edges. Okay. Inks, blending brush. I think I'm done with the oil. Let me just put a little around. This is easier to do in the air just because this is cardstock, so it doesn't bend under the pressure of the blending brush. But again, I'm also just kind of going over the edge just to get rid of that white that you can see because of the core. Okay, put that away. Now this is where I might be struggling. Where's my scissors? Let's see. Let's go ahead. Cut these open. These are available in my Etsy shop. And the link to my Etsy is in my channel description. So if you don't know where to find that, when you go to my channel, there should be a link where you can, or not a link, but a spot where you can click and go. It expands a box that gives my intro, my description, talks about what my channel's about, why I started it, and stuff like that. But there is my Etsy store is listed in there. So obviously this doesn't fit, the whole thing. If I was going this direction, it would, but I'm trying to do these all in portrait. So almost wish they were facing the other way because it'd be kind of cool to have the waves going in that way. But they don't. So, and in order to get the part that I'm interested most in is this wave here. So to get the majority of that in, obviously I need to scoot it off and, in order for it to fit. Yeah, and my ship in a bottle doesn't really fit very well either. I mean, it's like right there. I mean, I could cut it off and it just, it would just be a short quirk, which I may end up doing. So, but I want the east and the west at least showing. So you can't cover up any of the poem because then I can't read it. I don't know if the waves are going to work. So you better do that, and then I cover all the waves, and you can't even tell what it is. Well, that doesn't look too bad. So I got the west there, east there. You can see that they're waves. Gotta watch out for that because I'll be punching that hole out again. So I don't want to punch out any words of the poem. Yeah, I like that. But I think maybe I'll go this. So this is, you get 6 waves. You get 2 of each color with in the blue background. So it depends on what. Nope. I was thinking I wanted to go with a different blue, but nope. So these will go in my personal stash since I opened them, and I'll be short for my Etsy order. So these will go in my personal stash. Or I can include one in each of the coastal folios that I'll be making. There's an idea. Oh, I forgot to put close my glue last night. Excuse my arm while I get my glue released. I got to get it going again. Might have to needle it. maybe. Yep. I ordered some cross stitch kits from Temu and they were delivered out to my mailbox today. I'm debating, and the glue for my diamond paintings was also delivered out to my mailbox. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to go out and get them or just wait, because it's already 1:30. My husband will be home in just a couple hours, and it's not like I'm starting those projects right away. I mean, the diamond painting glue will be nice because I do have a diamond painting that I have been working on that I'm going to finish before I start any of the new ones that I've purchased. I'm kind of putting glue in a lot of places on this because I didn't mark like how far out I wanted it to be. So I want to make sure I have. Whoops, that is not the baby wipe that's what I was reaching for. Just kind of sop up any extra glue. But yeah, it's like I'm not starting cross stitch anytime soon. I've got a cross stitch that I've got to finish before I can start any new ones. My rules for myself is to not have more than one of any project type going at one time. The exception of being, like these challenges, because they're like once a week. So I try not to have like more than one journal going at a time, or more than one cross stitch, more than one diamond painting, and currently this year, not more than one hook rug going at a time, not one more of one of those Lego things that I was working on, just to kind of keep me focused on what I'm doing. Put my poem down. It's funny, the title of one of the poems on the other side was called The Kneeling Camel. It's an interesting poem. I read it before I cut pieces out, but it was like The Kneeling Camel. Let's get that all glued down. Let's put a little bit more up under here. And again, my glue of choice is the Fabri-Tac. Yes, it is expensive. It is overkill when you're gluing paper to paper, but it is my glue of choice. You do you, obviously. Okay. And then I think I am going to do this at an angle. It's funny, you can't even really tell that that's an E over there. That's okay. I dropped it. Good thing it landed in my chair instead of going all the way to the floor. Go out to those edges. And in this case, I would be using the Fabri-Tac even if I, wasn't so fond of it, because I'm gluing over bumpy layers. Glue stick's not going to do it. Glue stick would not cut it. It wouldn't hold it. So now, because I didn't use any wet paint, there's no bleed through, but for continuity purposes, sorry, I was reaching above my head. For continuity purposes, I am still going to glue writing paper to the back. Coffee stained blank paper. Now this is just paper to paper. I could have done this with glue stick. But again, Fabri-Tac is my glue of choice. I'm going to knock down those big clumps. I'm not squeezing the bottle. I'm just using the bottle tip. Not as important with paper to paper, but when you're doing gluing fabric down, you definitely want to knock down those high points. So you decrease your risk of your glue bleeding through your fabric. Glue spreader. I started to say, I should keep one of these in the basket. I am going to keep one of these in the basket because per usual, things are getting lost in my okay, well, I'm just going to tear those off. I was going to glue them back down, but I want to fight with them. So that I'm going to put in my basket. We're going to cut this out. So those of you with little kids, this is a good way to recycle that ton of papers that your kids come home from school with. That it's just one-sided and your back is blank. Just coffee dye them and then stick them in a pile. I mean, you could use this as a signature page if you wanted to. Definitely appropriate if you're doing like a children's book. But if for nothing else, you can do it and then you have a bunch of backers for tags and stuff. So recycle those papers. That way it'll fit in the basket a little better. And there it is. I'm like, where did I put my hole punch? Okay, I need to add a little bit more glue in there. Make sure your edges are sealed down, especially if you're not sewing. I contemplated whether or not I wanted to sew around the edges on all of these. I haven't completely decided against it, but I also haven't completely decided for it, which is why none of it's done. If I decide to sew, I'll probably, I'm not going to do that on camera. As I've said before, my sewing machine is over there. And it takes a lot to get it moved and set up. And it would be like right here, the top. So you wouldn't be able to see much, is what I'm trying to say. So I would do all my sewing off camera. And so because my machine is such a pain to get set up. I would probably do these in batches, like, you know, after I've got like, I don't know, 15 or 20 done, then I can do, you know, do them in mass. But we'll see. I like the added element that sewing provides. Like I said, I just haven't decided whether I want to or not. So much glue. Throw that away. Throw that away. While I'm cleaning my space a little bit here. Put the glue or my inks away. Okay, put that back in the basket, which I totally just missed. Pull my book out. So now, just as for every week, I have a glue spreader that I'm going to keep in here. My hole punch that I'm going to keep in here. Background papers for backing the tag or backing the cards, and then my prompt list all stay in here along with the book. If I wasn't using this, I would have my loose index cards in there, but 1, 2, 3, and week 4. Not mad. I don't know that I got all the mixed media elements in there this week, but taking a picture for the thumbnail. And there we go. Thank you for tuning in once again. Please hit the like button on your way out if you didn't do so on the way in. And as always, like and subscribe, share. If you know somebody that you think would like my content, make sure you let them know and send them my direction. And they can enjoy my videos too. And turn my mouse on. So I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.